Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
They say when someone becomes 20, life gets serious. But today, in Bright Hearts meeting, we are going to have a meeting with full of fun, learning, and love beyond romance. Right? And I will say, love beyond. I want you all shout out saying romance with 2 claps. Are we all ready?
Yes.
Love beyond.
Romance.
Love beyond.
Romance.
Love beyond.
Romance.
Perfect. Thank you so much, my dear lovely audience. I'm Manikumar, the Sergeant at Arms for this meeting, where I will be sharing about the Toastmasters for you all in the benefit of guests. Toastmasters is a non-profit educational organization which helps any member to build their communication and the leadership skills, which builds their confidence and their personal growth. We have few ground rules in this meeting. May I request everyone to take out your new organ of the body, which is this gadget of mobile or any of the sound producing devices, and keep them in silent mode or switch off. I'll give you 5 seconds for that. So can you raise a thumbs up if you are all done? Perfect, yes. So the next ground rule is when you're coming on stage, be mindful when we are talking on the sensitive topics of sex, religion, and politics. And we are all here. I request everyone, any speaker who is coming on stage, pick the mic from there, click it over here. You can see a mark, click on this side and clip it to yourself, okay? And avoid moving on during the meeting in progress. During applause, you are free to move in and out of the room. And the restrooms are on the right-hand side of this particular room. And we will be having the snacks or any of the water refreshments on the back side of this. So, and my dear online audience, please make sure that you are on with your video and also ensure that you are on mute until and unless any speaker asks you to stay unmute. So with that being said, are we all set with our ground rules? Yes. Can I see a bright heart or love symbol emoji? Perfect. So up next, I would like to welcome a person on the stage who is most well known for me in this particular room from the longer, where we shared glasses, chats, and my bro buddy. Professionally, he is a software profession working in JP Morgan, 2 times evaluation contest district winner, yes, and ISC contest district winner, wow, of District 121. Put your hands together in welcoming my bro brother and our president, Toastmaster Akshay Abraham Oman. And as per our teamwork request, this is a small token of gift.
Aww.
Thank you.
Platonic hug, huh? Just heads up. Don't get any wrong ideas. Good afternoon, Bright Hearts and guests.
Good afternoon.
How is everyone doing?
Great.
You guys are doing great?
Yes.
I'm doing excellent because my meeting just started off with a gift. Looks like a book, feels like a book, pretty sure it's a book. For those of you who are unaware, but at this point I'm sure all of you are, Bright Hearts Toastmasters is one of the chapters of Toastmasters International here in Bangalore. We have been in existence since September 1st, 2024. And our main goal in Bright Hearts Toastmasters, for all of our lovely members here and our soon-to-be member, in fact, technically pseudo-member, is to become better speakers and better leaders. And in the process, you can have great hair as well. Always a bonus. Before we begin, I would like to have a certain special person on stage to talk about themselves. He is going to be one of our newest members in a few short days. Why don't you come here, tell us who you are and how do you feel about your soon to start Bright Hearts journey. Let's hear it for Madhav.
Thank you, Akshay. Hi everyone, good evening. I am Madhav and I work as a quant analyst in JP Morgan Chase. So it's been 2 years for me in Bangalore, and I found out about the Bright Hearts Toastmaster through my friends like Akshay and Arundhati are starting a new club. So I've been to Toastmasters, HSR Toastmasters as a guest, and I've been to Bright Hearts Toastmasters as well. So now I'm deciding to be a part of Bright Hearts Toastmaster as a member. So looking forward to this new journey, and thank you.
Arigato, Bright Heart Madhav and soon to be Toastmaster Madhav. We are glad to have you here. In fact, obviously with the HSR and the Bright Hearts family side by side. I can imagine how sometimes it's a tough choice, but I don't see it as a tough choice because when you choose Bright Hearts, it's the right choice because the right way is the right way. Man, I feel like I haven't done that in so long. Love Beyond Romance is the theme for today's meeting. But I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this is the appropriate time to tell you all that there's someone in my life. That's right. She's not from India, by the way. She's from a different nation. Imagination. I'm just kidding. But when we talk about love beyond romance, one of the first people that comes to my mind is my long-time friend from college, Nikita Nelson. Nikita is someone who I talk to every single week for the last 15 years. That's right, ever since we were first year college students, we would always have each other's back, support each other in times of need, and give each other advice about our love lives when our own respective love lives were also trash. But the best thing about Nikita was the devotion she showed to me as a friend and the devotion I showed to her as a friend. Nikita, if you're watching, and you most probably aren't, but I'll probably show you the recording, you are someone who for me encapsulates the phrase love beyond romance. And I can't imagine a life without you. And I'm sure all of us are going to reflect on all of those relationships we have, whether with siblings, with families, or with friends, the love beyond romance. On that note, I would like to declare meeting 20 of Bright Hearts Toastmasters open. All right, now let me introduce the Toastmaster of the day for today. He's someone who hails from the great state of Karnataka, did his schooling in Mysore. In his free time, he likes to do improv and calisthenics and gym. In fact, if you go to the gym, it's very likely you're going to find this man. On a personal note, he is definitely one of the brightest additions to our club in the last 2.5 months. And I'm so excited to see what he brings to the stage. Please give it up for our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Anmol Rao.
Hello. Very good afternoon, everybody. I am the Toastmaster of the day, and for the guests, the Toastmaster of the day is somebody who ensures the entire meeting is run smoothly, from introduction of the speakers to introduction of the evaluators to the table topic master, and also gives you a brief of how the meeting runs. Talking about introduction, let me first start off with the introduction of the theme, that is love beyond romance. When we talk about love, the first thing that comes to anybody's mind is nothing but romance, right? With a significant other partner. And this obviously involves a lot of tangible and intangible things, the amount of effort that goes through, the time that you give. And at the same time, it also involves date nights, it also involves candlelight dinners and whatnot. But over the years, this has been given more terms, more labels, and in this scared for commitment, we have come up with our own terminologies. Initially, it all started with marriage, right? A boy meets a girl, and they live happily ever after. Or at least for the most people, unlucky ones, we can talk about that later. But now it seems like there is a dictionary of terms for love. It first starts with dating. You go, you meet a significant other partner, you go out on a few dates, and then see if you're compatible. Later, this then turned into situationships, where you're kind of together, but not really together. Now, I don't know what that means, but Gen Z is in the house. I see why Arna has not come. We'll get to know about that later. Anybody know what this is? Benching, exactly. Where someone keeps you on standby. Looks like somebody knows a lot about it, even before the term was actually invented. I see a lot of eyes, tears in boys' eyes. You've been there. We all have. Later on, anybody knows what this is? Yeah, breadcrumbs. Where they drop just enough affection to keep you hooked, but never fully commit. I see a lot of smirks. Sneha, Malam, we know that. Then, ghosting. When someone suddenly disappears from your life without explanation, leaving you wondering what went wrong. Then, finally, love bombing, or the OG. If you remember this, then love bombing. If you know this, you know this. Over the years, we have so many terms for love, so many labels, but we failed to recognize the most simplest and most basic forms of love. Like Akshay said, how many of them have actually called their friend? Like Akshay used to call up Nikita Nelson. How many of you have a friend from over the years that you actually call up? That's great. That's great. Or your mentor who gives you that 5 or 10 minutes of time to prepare you for that speech. Remember, your mentor also has 5 other mentees under him or her. Or that sibling who, fights with you but also does everything for you. And there is so much more, right? But we've forgotten the most basic, that is love beyond romance or love beyond labels. Now coming to the most important aspect of this meeting, or the important aspect of this theme, we will be going through the the 5 love languages. Out of that, I'll be taking you through 2 of them by Dr. Gary Chapman, and that is words of affection or receiving gifts. I have given you a small letter or a small envelope of sorts. How many of you have not received it? Anybody? Sure. I would request you guys to pass this. So you can write certain small words of affection to a fellow Brightheart or a Toastmaster. Now this can be anything. It can be something that a personality that you liked of him, a smile, or a small act of kindness that he or she did. It can be the most basic thing. I hope you have also bought gifts along with you. Anything small, can be a chocolate, can be a small sketch that you have actually done, right? The whole point of this is to show our appreciation and love towards the person. I hope the people who have not worn their dress code have also bought this. Now, moving on to the structure of the meeting. Toastmasters is conducted in 3 stages. One is the prepared speech, which will commence in a few minutes. The second is the table topic, where the table topic master will come and conduct speeches or give you certain topics to talk about, and guests or members can talk about that. The third part is the most important aspect of it, wherein you are given feedback on prepared speeches, speeches and your impromptu table topic speeches. On that, I will call upon the general evaluator, Manish Reddy. And before you come up, I've asked him who is it that he wants to appreciate. And this is what he said. To all my mentees, they inspire me, become a better speaker, better person, and a leader. That's so kind of you. Please come upon.
Hello, bright hearts.
Once again, I couldn't hear you. The energy was low. Hello, bright hearts. Hello. Nice. So I'm the general evaluator for today, and I'll be evaluating the entire session from start to finish. But as you know, a general evaluator cannot operate on his own, and he needs a team. And the team that I have today consists of the timer, the grammarian, the quoter, and the R counter. So first, I'd like to welcome the timer on the stage to explain his role and talk about the timings for each and every role. Please welcome Tarun.
Good evening, Bright Hearts, Toastmasters, guests. I'm Tarun, and I will be your timer for today's meeting. And as we celebrate love beyond romance, I was plagued with this question. Does love stand the test of time? And no, it's not coincidentally because I'm the timer today. But I'm curious to know the answer. As a timer, I'm here to make sure that every speech, be it your table topic, be it a prepared speech or icebreaker for that matter, does not end up becoming a never-ending love story or a one that crashes and burns even before it takes off. Right? So how do I do that? I do this with my special powers. These are the props that I brought. It's still inconsistent with the request that Anmol had made all of us go through. I still brought my red card. So the green card, what does that stand for? It's like that phase of relationship where you only see green flags, nothing else. Even the non-existent ones that convince you that this is the person that you should spend time with, right? This means that you have qualified your speech. The next one is a yellow card. What does this look like? Maybe I come to the realization that this is a human being with flaws and shortcomings that I have to deal with in a constructive, maybe creative way. But it's still okay, you're doing good. You are going through, or you're plowing through your pauses and R's and your filler words, and yet you still continue the momentum that you have with your speech. So far, so good. The last one, I wonder what this means. This is that stage where the red flags become probably unignorable and blatantly obvious. This means that you have exceeded the time that is allotted for you to conclude the speech. So, regarding the timelines that you should be aware of, for table topics, the interval is around 1 to 2 minutes. I'll raise the green card for the 1 minute mark, the yellow card for the 1.5 minute mark, and the red card for the 2 minute mark. Similarly, for the icebreakers, the interval is 4 to 6 minutes. The green card goes for the 4 minute mark, the yellow card goes for the 5 minute mark, and the red card goes for the 6 minute mark. And for the other prepared speeches, it's 5 to 7 minutes, 5 for green card, 6 for yellow, and 7 for red. And for the individual evaluators, the interval you should keep in mind is between 2 and 3 minutes. 2 goes with the green card, and 2.5 minutes go with the yellow card, and the last one, 3 minutes, stands for the red card. So towards the end of the meeting, the second half of the meeting, when GE calls upon for my report, I'll present my report as a timer. Over to you.
Now I would like to call upon the R counter for the day to explain his role, Toastmaster Shan.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Good evening. I'm Toastmaster San, and I have the privilege of serving as a R counter for today's meeting. As a R counter, my role is to make speakers aware about their use of filler words and sounds. To track down fillers and filler sounds and words, I'll be using CRPF framework, where C stands for crunch words like and sounds as well, like you know, etc., which is unnecessary. R stands for repetitive word like now you can go. P stands for unnecessary pauses. Speakers sometimes take unnecessary pauses when they try to collect right word at right time, etc. And last one, F for again filler words like O, A, something like if you are using those words. I'll be tracking all these words and keeping down in my reports, and I'll come back when my G asks me to present that report. Now I'll go back to my G. Thank you, General Evaluator, for this opportunity, explaining to give me the opportunity to explain myself and my role. Thank you so much. Thank you so much once again.
So I didn't quite know when to get up and come here, so you left me on the hook.
Yeah.
So the next, I would like to call upon the grammarian who's going to give us the word of the day and explain his role, Toastmaster Sarthak.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sarthak and I am your grammarian for the day. As the grammarian, it's my responsibility to listen to everyone's speeches with close attention and note down both excellent and improvable usage of grammar, and then suggest ways how do we make that better. It's also my duty to introduce the word of the day, which is devotion, which means love, loyalty, or enthusiasm for a person, activity, or cause. Our theme, Love Beyond Romance, celebrates all forms of love, and devotion perfectly captures that spirit. Whether it's the devotion of a friend who stands by us in the most difficult times, a teacher's devotion to the growth of their students, or our devotion to help us grow as better speakers. Love manifests in different forms, and this word will remind us of it. So a couple of examples how to use this. One, his devotion to his sister is truly inspiring. Another one, her devotion to teaching underprivileged children is truly inspiring. I encourage you to use the word of the day, devotion, as many times as possible in your speeches, and show a thumbs up to the speaker when it's used. With complete devotion to my role as a grammarian, I will track each usage and come back later with my report. Back to the G.
Now can I welcome the quoter for today, Toastmaster Raffle.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. So as a quoter, my role also requires devotion too. So I'll be listening all the speaker who takes the stage. and I'm going to capture the most memorable words or the powerful insights or even some unintentional gems as well. And towards the end of the meeting, I'll test your listening skills with in a form of challenge. So I'll share the part of a quote and the remaining you have to guess. So suppose as an example, I'll say love is, if a speaker has said, love is not just something you say, it's something you do. So maybe I'll just say the half of the phrase, love it not just something you say, and the remaining you have to guess. So I encourage all of you to listen not just by your ear, but by your heart, and yeah. And at the end, I'll come up with to test your listening skills. Back to general available. Thank you.
So actually, when Anmol asked me for that picture, there are more people in my life who I have a good relationship with, and I love them a lot. But he also asked for a HD photo, and that was the only HD photo that was available. So that's why I sent him. But yes, I think we all can relate to that, right? We cannot share all the people we love and we share a close relationship with. And all the best for the meeting, and I'll present my report at the end. And let's all be devoted to today's session completely. Thank you. Over to the team.
Thank you so much, Manish. It's nice of you to mention that, that there are more people in your life. You're kind of, in some ways, you're actually recognizing, their contribution in your life. So that's a very nice thing. Moving on to the next part of the meeting, that is the prepared speeches. For the first speech, we have Malam, and the first evaluator of the speech is Madhur. I asked Madhur whom he wants to appreciate, and he said Akshay and Arundhati. So for Akshay, he mentioned, we're all thriving under Akshay's leadership. Just promise us one thing, no inspiration tax for all the wisdom you share. For Arundhati, your presence works like a secret confidence booster. Somehow, our crutch words disappear faster than free snacks at a meeting. And trust me, when I saw your photo, it was so clear, and it had no pixel. It was not pixelated, that I thought it actually deserves. Come on, a separate slide just for you, because that's how pretty this picture actually looks. Please welcome on stage Madhur.
Thank you so much, Anmol. Good evening, fellow bright hearts and dear guest. Today I have a privilege to evaluate the icebreaker speech of Toastmaster Malyam. The purpose of this speech is to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speaking. As a custom of Toastmaster, we all should give a standing ovation to the speaker once she done with the speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madhur. Calling upon the first speaker. I asked Malam who she wants to appreciate, and she said, thank you so much, Arundhati, for your guidance, patience, and mentorship in my Toastmaster journey. You have made me feel welcome from day one, and I really appreciate all your support. And I kind of agree with this, because I remember from day one, she remembered my name. She made sure to actually give me that attention required, and she came to me and specifically spoke to me, which not everybody does. So now calling upon our first speaker, Malam.
Mallam, as Indian and Indian can get, as Indian and Indian can get, Mallam.
Have you ever wondered, have you ever been mistaken for someone you're not? For me, this happens all the time. Are you from China, Japan, Nepal? And when I reply, no, I'm from India, the puzzled looks don't stop. I have even been called names like Momo, Chinky, Chinese, and Nepali. But today, I'm here to share my story, a story rooted in Northeast India and beyond, a story that's as Indian and Indian can get. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, good afternoon. I was born in Assam, famous for its tea gardens, the Kaziranga National Park, and the ever-flowing Brahmaputra River. As a child, we moved from Assam to Kohima, Nagaland, where my father was posted for work. Living there, I was immersed in the vibrant traditions of the Naga tribes. I have fond memories of celebrating festivals like Christmas, along with my siblings and friends, and singing joyful Christmas songs. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, as we walked through the chilly night. I also remember strolling through the hills, holding my mother's hands, taking in the beauty of a culture so rich and unique. Later, for my graduation, I moved to Shillong, Meghalaya, also known as the Scotland of the East. A place so picturesque, it feels like a postcard come to life. My years in Shillong were filled with unforgettable experiences like waking up to misty mornings, strolling through Police Bazaar, and enjoying steaming hot momos and jhalmuris on chilly evenings. Shillong became more than just a place of study, it became a part of me. These places shaped me in ways that I carry forever. They gave me my sense of identity and belonging. Growing up in such culturally rich places, I developed a love for traveling, to explore new places and to immerse myself in the history. It's my way of connecting with the world and appreciating its diversity. After graduation, I moved to Delhi for my MBA and eventually started my career in Gurgaon as an HR professional. It was here that I first encountered discrimination and racism and felt like an outsider in my own country. I remember one day walking down the busy streets of Delhi when someone called out, "Oi Chinky!" As naive as I was back then, I didn't even know what the word meant. I paused, confused and wondering why this individual is calling me by a name that I've never heard before. Later, of course, I learned that it was a derogatory term used for people who looked like me. It was one of those moments that stays with you, not just because of the word, but because of the realization that people can see you as an outsider in your own country. It was hurtful, of course, but it also made me determined to embrace who I am. Now, let me tell you something else about myself. I've always been shy. Growing up, I was this quiet girl, avoiding attentions and keeping my thoughts to myself. Public speaking has always been my biggest fear. Even today, as I'm standing in front of all of you, my heart is racing. But I joined Toastmasters because I want to change that. I want to learn how to express myself, how to share my story, and how to connect with people in a way that leaves an impact. For me, Toastmasters is a safe space to face my fear and grow beyond it. So, to those who are still wondering where I'm from, let me say it out loud and clear. My roots may span from Assam, Nagaland and Meghalaya, but my identity is deeply and proudly Indian. I'm here at Toastmasters not just to improve my communication skills, but to find my voice, the one that tells my story with pride and confidence. And as I stand before you today, I'll leave you with this. We from the Northeast India, we're not just Indian, we're as Indian and Indian can get. Thank you.
such a fabulous topic for your icebreaker. Really, your heart might have been racing, but if you wouldn't have told that this is your icebreaker, nobody, I'm sure, would have been able to guess it. On a lighter note, I just wish that we had momos after snacks, and since you're a HR, I will send you my resume.
We won't disappoint you with the snacks.
Going on to the next, speaker, we have Wasim, and I asked Wasim, who is that one person that you want to appreciate, and this is what he said. I cannot remember it, but here's what he said. Again, for Akshay, love your courage to start Bright Hearts and your conviction to make the best. Akshay. For Arundhati, love the clarity, the confidence and the friendliness with which you shape Bright Hearts every day. That's really kind of you, Wasim. Please come aside.
Okay. First of all, thanks to Team Mod Anmol. I haven't learnt so many new terms or concept in any educational session, like you said. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Good evening. So, today's speaker is going to give level 1 project 2, which is writing a speech with purpose. So the goal is to have a clearly defined purpose and then achieve it using the speech. Timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Having said that, all the best to the speaker. Back to the team.
Thank you so much, Wasim. I asked, our next speaker is Usha Kumari. I asked Usha whom she wants to... this is again yours. She said, love his initiative to give back to the fraternity, his energy level and skills. So thank you so much for that. Please come up on. Usha Kumari, everyone must trek Usha Kumari.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Good evening. And dear guests. Today, I'm here to share with you my undying love and devotion for trekking and why I believe everyone must trek. Trekking has been a new addition to my hobby list. Initially, it just started off when I went to Nandi Hills to view the sunrise with a couple of my friends, which was just a weekend thing. Then I started taking one trek after another, and then soon I realized that trekking has entered my hobby list. Now that I consider myself little mature in trekking, I have started taking more challenging treks. One such trek is the Brahmatal High Altitude Himalayan Trek, which I recently finished. Now, Brahmatal is an alpine lake. Alpine lakes are formed due to glacial depression, and this Brahmatal lake is about 12,500 feet above sea level. So the trek was all about climbing the mountain to get a glimpse of this mesmerizing Brahmatal lake, and since I was trekking in the month of winter, it would be completely frozen, which was just like an icing on the cake. But for me, it was more like hot chocolate on a vanilla ice cream. Now, as you start getting through the trail, you get to view different landscapes throughout the trail. We initially crossed this huge jungle of oak trees. It felt like walking under the canopy of oak trees. The bamboo forest just reminded me of this forest from Harry Potter movies. The long, shady trees were standing tall with hollow trunks. As we proceeded, the trail was getting difficult because we had to climb the mountain steep one after the another. And even more difficult because we had this heavy backpack on our shoulders. We would go breathless climbing this mountain steep, and then that would open to a pretty clear meadow. As if Mother Nature was just gifting us with this beautiful view just because we have put so much of effort to climb all the way up. At night, we would see thousands and millions of stars twinkling brightest in the darkness of the night, in this dark sky. There was a point where there was a narrow ridge and it was completely covered with snow, and we had to literally walk so carefully that one small step gone wrong would take you rolling down the mountain. Now, the difficult trails, the extreme weather of -4 degrees Celsius, all this was just a perfect combination, I must say, was in fact a deadly combination. After 3 days of trek, I found myself surrounded with snow-covered mountains all around me, and right in front of me was this Brahmata lake, which was completely frozen, and I could literally walk on this lake. Now, this was one of the experiences of my trek that I recently did. Let me tell you what are the advantages or benefits of trekking. Trekking has a greater impact on everyone. In fact, it has a greater impact on mind, body, and soul. Even a greater impact than you could even imagine of. Now, when you trek in this, your body releases a kind of hormones like serotonin, dopamine, endorphins. All these hormones put together will actually make you feel calmer, energized, and even happier. What happens at a very physical level? When you trek, 1 day of trek, not even 1 day, say 1 hour of trek can burn up to 450 calories. Then imagine what a 5 to 6 day trek can do. When you're trekking, it's not like walking on the smooth surface. You're walking on uneven surfaces. Your body is making those micro adjustments. So no two steps are same while you're trekking. When it comes to the mental level, trekking also has a very big impact on your mind. How? Let me tell you this. Like if you think that, this trek is going to be difficult, like the difficult trails, the extreme weather conditions, and even more importantly, your own capabilities of questioning yourself, like, can I do this trek? When you have these questions and when you overcome these difficulties, you become more resilient. It is as good as saying that if I can do this trek, I can take anything in life. So when you complete the trek, you will be able to tackle life in a better way. This is what trekking can do to you. Bangalore has many great destinations. In and around Bangalore, you would find many short destinations. So I would just suggest all of you, just come out of your shells, go out and experience trekking for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Usha. You use such descriptive words. 4 degrees Celsius, for bamboo forest, mountains, rolling down the floor are so descriptive that it actually made me feel like I want to go on a trek next time. So much so that I actually took my phone and went to book a ticket, but unfortunately my bank account laughed at me. So yeah, that's another story, right? Next, we'll call upon the next speaker. The next speaker is Sneha, but the evaluator is Arna Gupta. Arna had a few words of appreciation as well. And for the most annoying and entertaining, but also brilliant and genuine person, if there's one thing that I agree there is most annoying. Please welcome Arna Gupta. Yes.
This is just going to be a task. Good evening, Bright Hearts, Toastmasters and guests, and special good evening to Sneha, my target speaker. So she's attempting level 1 project 2, which is to learn or review the basic method for writing a speech with a specific purpose. The speech can be on any topic. I'll give the stage over to the Toastmaster of the day in 1 second. I would like to, yeah, I feel like that's the timer's job. I would like to extend my appreciation to 2 more people in the room. One, Abhi. He has been endlessly devoted to learning about PR and has helped me on numerous occasions and making this club a better place. If we have a round of applause quickly. And Vishnu for being a devoted audience member, and I really appreciate how much he encourages people on stage. So I have treats for you. I'll hand them out in the break. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Arna. I would now like to call upon Sneha. I asked Sneha whom she wants to appreciate, and she said, Akshay, your cheerleading, inspiring, empathetic personality, along with your jovial, funny guy ways, is a unique combo. Always be the same. Bless a rose. Please welcome Sneha. Sneha Maslekar, socialize like a pro. Socialize like a pro, Sneha Maslekar.
Dear Toastmasters and guests, have you ever found yourself at a time when you didn't have many friends? Raise of hands. That's great. So I too went through this. I found myself at a time when I didn't have many friends. You know, friends whom you can just call up and just went to, like whom you can ask for advice, or whom you can just ask to meet up in your low points. I think that was majorly due to 4 years of working from home. I think most of you can relate to that. I had gotten into a major comfort zone at that time. I used to sit at home, watch TV all the time, read books, and not bother to go out and make friends. At that time, I would also dread small things, like the small talk that happens in office calls. And also, if I saw somebody I knew across the street, I would just change my route. So I realized at that time that I had completely forgotten my social skills. So one day, I decided to do something about this issue. So I signed up for many social events. So these were events that I found on meetup.com, then Instagram pages, and I just felt that, I need to get out there and socialize as an adult, make friends as an adult, which is quite a task, right? So I signed up for these events, and the first ever event that I went to was this Cubbon Park cyclist meetup. So I went there, and they were not happy to know that I didn't know how to cycle. But here I was hoping to make friends while learning cycling, right? So the next thing I did was I went to a mixer event, and there I was hobnobbing and striking conversations with strangers, and there were just too many people. I realized along the way that I cannot make genuine friends in these small, fleeting conversations which are not amounting to much. So this was another unsuccessful attempt on my part. So after this, I bumped into this world famous book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book was really inspiring for me. I learned 3 amazing principles which I went on to implement and adapt into my life. So the first principle was, remember people's names. The way I implemented it was, I started maintaining a diary in which I noted down all the people's names whom I met and where I met them. But the problem was, I don't remember where the diary was. They say the sweetest sound to a person's ear is the sound of their own name. So I would suggest that you use and sprinkle the name of the person you're speaking to abundantly in conversations, but don't overdo it. Like, don't say something like, hey Kiran, how are you Kiran? What do you do Kiran? That's not the way to go about it. So principle number 2 was to show empathy, to show your empathy. So basically, when I bumped into some ex-colleagues of mine, I asked them in detail about their family, their distant cousins, and our mutual, Facebook friends and all. And then in between, they got curious. They were like, how do you know so much about me when I haven't even told you that much about me? So I guess stalking them on social media beforehand was a wrong thing to do. So a pro tip here is that don't do extensive research on people before you meet them. I think you should ask people interesting questions and remember their answers. For example, if you meet someone and they have an interesting morning routine, for instance, they tell you something like, hey, flossing is the new game changer. So what you do is next time you meet them, smile and tell them that people are now complimenting you on your clean teeth, all thanks to flossing. He'll feel nice about it. So that brings me to principle number 3. Principle number 3 is to really, appreciate people and take an interest in people's lives. So I started going to events and started being genuinely interested in their lives. I started asking them questions about themselves and gave it a good listen. And one person even told me, you're asking too many questions. I smiled and I nodded, and I knew I was making a real difference there. For this to be very effective, you have to ask the right kind of questions. You should ask questions that are not very personal, but very, kind of deep and thought-provoking. So you can ask questions like, where are you from? Do you miss your hometown? What do you miss about your hometown? You can't ask questions like, are you sleeping well these days? Why? That coming from a stranger would be very creepy, right? So through this journey of, understanding things about social dynamics, I discovered that it's not difficult to make friends as an adult. You just need to have the intention and put the relevant effort into it. And through applying these simple yet powerful principles, I was able to, come out of my social instability and make at least 3 close friends. And not just that, I made a meaningful network of friends, which includes all of you Toastmasters as well. So I would suggest anytime you feel lonely or something, do something small about it. Just go join an event, or just strike up a conversation with a colleague, or just ask some interesting question. And if you do that, you might just bump into your best friend, next best friend. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters.
For me, that seemed like a small education session on how to make friends 101. I also learned a lot of things, that you can not know cycling and still go to a cycling event. I am glad that when you told me that you will drop me, I didn't accompany you. I also learned that, I forgot what I learned. Anyway. You can now vote for the best speaker. It's bit.ly/BHT MVOT1. I would like to let you know that your inputs or your positive and negative feedbacks is shared with the speaker after the end of the meeting. So kindly do give it a thought and give some positive and actionable feedback. Do we have a record of how many we've got? How many? Yeah, sure. Also, I'd like to let you know that for the ones who have received the envelope, please share a few words of appreciation, and at the end of the meeting, you can share it to them. You can personally go to him or her and share it. If you have not received the envelope, please let me know. I will give you it. For the ones who have come late, I believe Arna is out.
There are 3 responses. We need at least 90, given we are 20 plus people in the room. So everyone please keep voting. There are 10 responses. We'll give it 40 more seconds. For those who have finished voting, you can make your way outside for the snacks and refreshments. Everyone else, please stay till Anmol can call for the break.
What time will come? Okay. Right now it's 4:59. We can assemble at 5:15. Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed the snacks. The donuts were on Arundhati today, so thank you so much, Arundhati. And the pizza was from Arna, so yeah, thank you so much, Arna. Moving on to the next part of the meeting. Before that, just a small story. You guys have the envelope on your hand, right? So just yesterday, I decided that I will buy those envelopes, and I went on going from each shop to each shop. So I asked, for those of you who know Kannada, it's like, Uncle, Valentine's Day envelope idya? Like, 20 kodi. So which basically means, do you have a Valentine's Day envelope for 20 pieces? And the looks that I got, like as if I am writing, I am writing 20 letters to 20 different people. One of them actually suggested that you can go to 4th block and buy it, it's not here. And I had to clarify that this is not for me. I am in a club and we are doing an activity. You know, it's not. Moving on to the next part of the meeting, the table topic master. I asked the table topic master, which is Twin Shoe, whom do you want to appreciate? Any guesses whom he mentioned? Yeah. I had a great time with you at the Bright Fest. Guys, let me have my moment, okay? That's our secret. I cannot say. I had a great time with you at the Bright Fest. You're kind, open-minded, fun to be around. Your Instagram reels are very entertaining. Thank you so much, Tunshu. Thank you. It means a lot. Please welcome on board. Come on.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. When we think of love, we often picturize big celebrations, parties, and carefully chosen of words. But sometimes the most loving gestures are from which are not planned at all. It is moments like when I went Gujarat last week. It was not planned at all. Before a week, I did book tickets and went to meet my parents who were also going to Gujarat. When my friend stepped in to help me complete the project just before the deadline, and even when he checked with a stranger and we built lasting friendship, not relationship, sorry. Also in the Toastmasters, when the members give you a reassurance nod during your speech, as well as when someone takes out time to give you thoughtful feedback to help you improve. In Toastmasters, we build relationship which helps to grow each other and support each other. That's how we show love in here Toastmasters. And of course, it is our life partner as well who shows us love, which when she or he stood out with us in our highs and lows. If you are asking or expecting about my personal experience, I don't have one yet. So let's come to the table topics, which you don't have a script, you are not prepared, but we expect it as it should go as a planned, but let your words speak from your heart, as well as with no scripts, you have to think on your feet, and let's see what words you get in the flow and how you share love with yourself and to the people. As table topics master today, I will invite members as well as guests who raise their hand. You have to raise hand like this, not this. You get the more chance if you raise your hand like this. As well, then please note the timings are 2 minutes. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, the speaker has to wrap up, as well as let's get into the way. Let's start. So the first topic I will give to the member. So who wants to go first? Raise your hands. Deepak. Yeah, Deepak. Your topic is, if you could give a rose to someone in your life, who would it be and why? Deepak, if you could give a rose to someone in your life, who would it be and why?
Thank you. So dear Bright Hearts and dear guests, good evening. It's a very simple topic given that my age is around 54 now. There can be only one person whom I have to give. So, but the question is why? That's where I have to think. One of the why is that she's a mother of my 2 children, and she has raised them well without much of my effort from my side. So that is one why. Second why will be that I have not known how to cook so far. So I'm so happy that I got a partner who is not letting me cook, who does not require me to cook. Third is that she has become a kind of a mentor, or not a mentor, but someone whom I can throw my ideas and see a reflection on what other person who's intelligent person how will think, so that that is a kind of a mutual friendship level it has become. I think with these 3 reasons that should be sufficient for today. There are many reasons not to give a rose, which I will not touch upon today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deepak. I know you have a lot of reasons, but for this 2 minutes, you did very great job by lining up 3 reasons. It's good. You did very good. So the next guest or member, let's say guest, interested guest, you can come. So the topic is, you can take this. The name is Parikshit.
Parikshit Rathod.
Parikshit Rathod. If you had to write a love letter to younger self, So Parikshit, if you had to write a love letter to your younger self, what would it say?
Love letter.
Yeah, Parikshit, if you had to write a love letter to your younger self, what would it say? All the best. Thank you.
So hi everyone, my name is Parikshit Rathod. This is my second time, and thanks to Twinshu, he brought me here. And a love letter for myself. So my life, back a little. Okay, thank you. So my life has been, it's been a roller coaster where I have gone through a lot of time, good time, bad time, especially in Bangalore only, after coming from Odisha, Bhubaneswar. And love letter would be to be stable. Don't flicker around a lot of things, because every time I see something good, I always try to go behind it, and many a times it's something that you need to be stable. Love letter, I don't think I can write love letter to me specifically right now, because there are a lot of things that I hate about myself, and the best thing I love about myself is that I'm dedicated. I devote myself to things that I like, I love, and I want to spend time around it. And yeah, that's all what I can say a lot. Can I?
Okay.
Thank you.
You want to come next? Raise your hands. Abhi, you can go. So the topic is, if you were a teacher giving a life lesson on love beyond romance, what would be your first rule? Abhi, if you were a teacher giving a life lesson on love beyond romance, what would be your first rule?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Rishi, for the awesome topic. Although teacher is the person whom I hated the most, but okay, I can become a teacher. And one lesson which I would like to teach anyone regarding love, that lesson will be, first, love yourself first. Prioritize yourself, because if you can love yourself, then only you can love others. That is the one lesson I would like to teach. And that is what currently I'm trying to do. I'm trying to love myself by avoiding the love of my wife and mother of eating extra laddus and ghee. Thank you.
Yeah, we know how much Abhi is foodie. So he loves laddus, and we are glad to say like how you love yourself first. It would be a first lesson of yours. Thank you. Next speaker. You can. So your topic is, what is your name?
Kirti Kumar.
Kirti Kumar. If you had to express love without using the words I love you, how would you do it? Kirti Kumar, if you had to express love without using the words I love you, how would you do it?
Quite a difficult topic. Yeah, I am having to do that right now because, am I in the frame? Because my fiance is right now in Assam, and we are talking online, this and that, even fighting online, right? I don't know how it works because I have never experienced that, but I am having to do that right now. So the one thing I really admire and like about her is that before love, she always cares about me and says that she respects me. For any relation, I believe, like whether you are friends, whether you are colleagues, whether you are in a relationship with someone, the utmost and the core thing is respect. Much before love is respect. So if I have to express my devotion to someone or my love to someone without having to say these three-headed words, it is to show respect, to be present, to listen to them, what they are saying and what they are not saying, and make sure that do those small things which they would appreciate. Those small things matter. We always think of the larger picture, but when you do those small things, the bond increases, the bond strengthens, and that's what I would like to do to express myself in any relation, and definitely not hold hands like the TTM.
Okay, so going for next, let's play a game. I will just lay down the rules. Like, the name is Pass the Love. Okay, so I need two volunteers as speakers. So I will just say one line, and they both have to complete the next sentence by adding to the next, and they will get 3 chances. Let's start on next speaker. Just continues the story by adding their own twist. So who needs to volunteer? Priyansh and Madhav, you can come. Yeah, come.
Priyansh and Madhav!
And you can take this. You can take. Okay, so the first line I will complete. I will tell, and you first go. 1, 2, you will get 3 chances. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5, 6, you have to conclude. Okay, 5, 6. So it all started with a simple handwritten note
left on my desk. And little did I know it would change my perspective on love. So someone has put a letter on your desk, maybe in your office. Now you have to complete the sentence one minute.
So I'll try to find out who has written the letter, because I feel like there is no one in my life. So it will be very strange for me.
Yes, if I will find out if who has written the letter, then probably if she's a girl, then I'll go to her and ask. Yes.
Probably the thought will be it's a prank my friend is doing on me, and I'll screw that friend.
And if it's a prank, then I'll surely write another love letter on her desk saying, prank completed.
The last one, sir. Madhav.
And if it found out to be a true letter, then it will be a best day of my life.
If it's a true letter, then after office, I'll surely go on a chai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have more time left for table talks. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this table topic session. Thank you. Back to Srimal.
Thank you so much, Vinshu. That was a very creative and innovative way of doing table topics. Next, we'll go to the third and the last phase of the meeting, the general evaluator. May I call upon Manish?
So, are you guys enjoying Love Beyond Romance? Yes. It's such an amazing set of speeches and table topics. Really enjoyed it. Now it's time to move on to the most serious part, and that is the evaluation. Now let's call on the first evaluator to evaluate Madam, Toastmaster Madhur.
Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun is to ride one horse open sleigh. Good evening, everyone. And good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Maldam. Let's first of all applaud her for the first speech set that she delivered today. The first thing I love about your speech was your personal storytelling. Sharing your real life experience helped us connect to the audience and make the message more memorable. Secondly, your strong vocal projection, a clear, confident voice keeps all the audience to get engaged. Like you started from your childhood in Assam, going to Shillong, where you spend your time for college, then your love for traveling. Then you mentioned about you went to Delhi for your graduation. And another thing that stand out element was your genuine enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is contagious. It tells the audience that you are devoted and passionate. And that passion makes every one of us want to listen to you. For example, you sing a song at the start. We love that. That element is a cherry on the cake. But I do have some area of improvement. I would have loved to see you stand until all the applause and standing ovation gets over. You could have stand and absorb all the energy you are receiving from everyone. You were in a little hurry to exit the stage. But even after that, I love the structure that you mentioned, and I love the overall thing that you mentioned in your speech. Overall, Toastmaster Mallam, your icebreaker speech was warm, engaging, and show us who you are and how are you doing. At last, I would love to salute you for the courage and authenticity, and it represents that you are a spirit of real Indian. Thank you, and all the best for your future speeches. I would love to see you on stage.
Let's welcome the second evaluator, Toastmaster Wazim, to evaluate Toastmaster Usha.
Good evening, everyone. And special good evening to my target speaker, Usha. So, Usha, you really took us there. The objective of your speech is to write a speech with a clear purpose and then clearly communicate to the audience. And today, you did that to perfection. All of us, I think, to some extent, would have visualized how the Brahmata lake is, how the oak trees would be. So that's, to start with, is what I liked the most. The way you helped us visualize the scenery, right? You primarily did it through two ways. One is through facts. You said it is like 12,500 feet meters above sea level. And the other is through analogy, like say forests like Harry Potter. So that gave us the hint what it is like, and I was feeling like, okay, can I see the frozen lake someday? So kudos to that, that really helped us. And the second thing that I most liked was how you connected it back to everyday life. So how you told us how trekking can be beneficial to us, with mind, body, and soul, and then like how the struggles you overcome there can be helpful here as well. So these were really good positives that I had. But then I have few areas where I think you could do still better. I felt there could be places where the emphasis can be a little more, like especially few key points where you could have stressed on. Example, the conclusion. Like say, the major struggle is you get self-doubt at many points. Can I do this trek? That almost went in a flat way. Probably I would have gone like, at every milestone, I would have been like, can I do this trek? I look up the target and then I say, I will still make it, and you can also make it. So that would have landed a much more better conclusion. Similarly, you would have added in the first part as well while visualizing a little bit more emphasis. So that was my first recommendation. Second one is storytelling. Like say, I think the second part of your speech little bit went little too much of facts, like say how the hormones help or the day-to-day things. I would have still tied it to your story, how you went through the mental changes, how your perspectives changed. So that would have been really nice to hear from you. The third one would be the stage usage, right? I think for most part, you were standing in the center. I felt, especially with this stage, you had a little more scope whenever you said, like say, one small step and then pause for a moment, which would have helped us realize, like the nature of trekking that you are going on. But before all these, I actually liked the moment the way you started. You directly didn't start with Brahmata Lake. You started with Nandi Hills, which made it much more relatable. So to overall summarize, I really liked the way you picturized. I liked the way you connected it back, but little bit of more emphasis, storytelling, and the stage usage would make it really good. To say in your own words, you already added chocolate to the ice cream, now let's add nuts. Thank you.
Now let's welcome the final evaluator, Toastmaster Arna, to evaluate Toastmaster Sneha.
Good evening, Toastmasters, guests, and a special good evening to my target speaker Sneha. What an inspirational and urgent talk needed on the topic of how to socialize like a pro. Coming to my highlights. My first highlight for you was that you met the purpose of your speech perfectly. The objective defined was having a definite purpose, which you did. Not only that, you also had a well-organized, structured speech. You had 3 points. The first point was to remember the names. This was also taken from a book. All these 3 points, though taken from a book, you made them your own by not only adding a punchline to every single one of them, but also giving your own pro tip, which would usually be an example of how overusing them would not achieve the same result. An example of this would be when you said the second principle, to show empathy. You made the punchline that I guess stalking them beforehand wasn't the right thing to do. And you also shared a pro tip that don't stalk people, instead ask interesting questions and remember the answers. Secondly, my second highlight was your humor. You not only had, as I've mentioned above, a punchline for every single point, making it memorable, but you also had humor sprinkled in. Like when you said, if you saw somebody who you didn't knew, you would change your lane. Or when you said that when you were showing somebody overusing their name. So, hi Karen, how are you Karen? That made a very strong impact. Coming to the points of highlight. To elevate your stage presence, I would recommend to drop the repetition of so and. That makes the speech conversational. It also, I do realize that to take a moment to recollect yourself, you sometimes end up emphasizing the and. For example, so I signed up. So after I first arrived there, I saw the cyclist and I realized that it wasn't a great idea to go to a cycling meet if you didn't know cycling. Lastly, it negates the important points. When you start your first principle by, so the first principle is, instead you can just come out with the first principle. This would help everybody focus on the first principle. This would highlight the first principle. Secondly, was the fact that you spent the first 2 minutes bringing us into your state of mind. What you described was a very relatable experience. So it would have been easier to do that with a few sentences. I used to watch movies, I used to read books. The thought of talking to people, small talk, was very difficult for me. So that time could have been used in for your purpose. Lastly, in your conclusion, the call to action, though very encouraging, if you feel lonely, you should do something, was not specific to your speech. It would have been better to use that moment to summarize the 3 points. Remember the names of the people, show empathy, and take an interest in people's lives. This would make sure that people came away with their thought. In conclusion, if you elevate your stage presence, make sure your content is structured so that the first 2 minutes don't go in the introduction, and connect with the call to action, and add it to your strengths, you would make a great speaker. Thank you.
Now it's time for the tag report. First, I would like to call upon the timer, Tarun, to give his report.
Good evening, Bright Hearts. Good evening. Guests. I'm Tarun, and apparently I'm devoted to time for this meeting. So, I know. So, with respect to the participants in the meeting, be it the various roles that they have served in, as a speaker, as an evaluator, or even as a guest, I have compiled the total time taken, and so far, most of you, with the exception of 2, have overshot the time that was assigned to them. But all in all, the individual time taken by each of the participants are as follows. For SA Manikumar, it is 3 minutes 27 seconds. For President Akshay, it's 5 minutes 25 seconds. For Anmol, it's 7 minutes 10 seconds. And General Evaluator Manish, I have counted up to 3 and 50 seconds so far. Malim, yours is 4 minutes 28 seconds. Usha, 6 minutes 21 seconds. Sneha, 6 minutes 30 seconds. And for the evaluators, Madhur, it's 2 minutes 38 seconds. Wasim, 3 minutes 21 seconds. Arna, 3 minutes 25 seconds. And for the table topics master, Twinshu, it is 3 minutes. For Deepak, it is 1 minute 54 seconds. For Parikshit, it's 1 minute 20 seconds. For Abhishek, it is 1. And for Kirti Kumar, it's 1 minute 38 seconds. And for Priyansh and his teammate, it's around 1 minute 20 seconds. So that's a wrap for the timer report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Now it's time to welcome the R counter for the day, Toastmaster Shan.
Good evening once again. Good evening. So as I said, I'm back with my report. I'll start from Sergeant at Arms. Mani has taken 1 crunch watts. Second, going to Akshay. Kudos to him. He was flawless. Toastmaster Anmol has taken more than 4 crunch watts. Our general evaluator Manish had more than 2 crunch watts. 2 crunch watts exactly. And our speaker 1, Malem, had a 2 crunch watts, 1 repetitive word and 1 inappropriate pauses. A second speaker Usha had a more than 4 repetitive word like even something like that, and 1 crunch word now. Speaker 3 Sneha had a 4 crunch words and crunch sounds and crunch words, 2 crunch words, so and. Usha, did I cover you? Yes. Yeah, sorry. No, I thought you were speaking, so did I forget you or what? Sorry. Madhur, evaluator 1, Madhur had 4 crunch sounds. Evaluator Wasim had 2 crunch sound. Evaluator 3 Arna had 3 crunch words and 1 repetitive word. Conclusion when she said. Toastmaster Twinshu had more than 5 crunch words. Table topic master Deepak had 2 crunch sounds and 1 repetitive words. Table topic master Prachit had 3 crunch sounds and 1 inappropriate pauses. Toastmaster Tarun was flawless. Kudos to you. TM Sarthak had 1 repetitive word when he said most and most 2 times in a consecutive way. TM Rafael had 3 crunch sounds. TM Avi had 1 crunch sounds and 1 crunch words. And TM or guest, right? Kriti Kumar guest, right? Oh, Kriti had 1 crunch sounds. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.
So now it's time to welcome the grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Sarthak, onto the stage.
Hello again, I'm back with the grammarian's report. I'm happy to share that we truly have shown some devotion to the word of the day. It's been used 11 times today. So clap for all of us. So, coming to some good usage of grammar today. Malam, your phrases, a story rooted in and immersed in traditions, painted a very vivid picture. Usha, you had words like, phrases like undying love, mesmerizing glimpse. Sneha, you had an interesting phrase, fleeting conversation. Really love those. And some improvable grammar usage as well. Mainly, go behind it. We go after something. Then go on a chai. It's go for some chai, or go for a cup of chai. And trekking can do to you should be trekking can do for you. Right? So let's try to keep our thinking caps on and improve our grammar next time. To conclude, I have a quote for you all from yours truly. Love can't be perfect, but our grammar can. Back to the Indian evaluator.
So before I begin my lengthy G report, we have final. We have a final tag role player, the quoter, onto the stage. Toastmaster Rafael.
Hello everyone. So hope you guys enjoyed the meeting. Yes. Okay, so now it's time to test your listening skills. How well you guys listened the meeting. So the rule is simple. I'll first shout out few lines, and then the remaining sentence you have to complete. Those who will complete will get the chocolate. Okay. When someone becomes 20, complete the remaining. When someone becomes 20,
They become serious.
yes. You can pass. Okay, now one simple one I'll say. Love can't be perfect. No, you have to know. Question gets cancelled. You just raise your hand once. I'll pick any one of you, and then you shout the answer. Remember, your mentor also has. Okay, Akshay.
Feelings.
No.
5 other mentees.
No, I didn't ask. But it's okay, you give it to Phase of relationship that you only see. Phase of relationship that you only see.
Green color.
Correct. Okay. If I can do this trek, remaining sentence. Complete the remaining sentence. Don't shout the answer. I'll pick and then. Okay, one more. What? You can do what?
You can track too.
No. If I can do this trick. Correct. Bamboo tree just reminded me. Bamboo tree just reminded me the forest.
Yes, Harry Potter first.
Yes.
Remember people's name. Show your empathy. Complete the third one. Third lesson which Sneha said. The two lesson I'm saying. Remember people name. Show your empathy. What is the third one? Remember the third answer. What was the third lesson? I'll let her take. Oh, okay. No.
Show genuine interest by asking questions.
I hope you guys enjoyed.
She's got a plan for the visits, okay.
I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Timer, how much time do I have?
You have 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Love the energy because G report, right? Okay, so let's start. I'll start with the evaluations first. I'll finish that and then I'll go towards other things. Meeting started on time, exact 4 p.m. That was very good. Let's start with the first evaluator. I will be skipping speakers unless there is some suggestion that I have. Because evaluators have already evaluated. So Madhur, your evaluation was really good, but the thing is you are using a lot of time for the audience. So suppose you are taking up an evaluation, you should not wait for the audience to applaud. You are losing your own time. So your time is going. So at the start you told let's applaud, their time went. At the ending you told let's applaud, time went. And the thing is I think you had like 3 to conclusions. You're supposed to have one summary and end it there so that they know that it's done. So try to stick to these things and your evaluation will be within the given time frame and you'll do much better. Apart from that, it was very detailed and structured. So evaluated to Wazim. Wazim, wonderful evaluation. You had a great structure. You followed to the T the structure, the improvements and how the conclusion. The only thing is the intro could have been improvised. Like you directly went about what was good in the speech. Maybe you could have said like the trek. Today you not only showed us that how good trekking can be, you made me feel it. Toastmaster, the speaker. So something like that would have, engaged the audience and it could have got you hooked onto your evaluation. That's my only, this thing. Then Arna, wonderful evaluation. Again, you followed it to the T, the framework. You gave what was good, you gave the improvements, and then you gave the conclusion. What I would again suggest you is you can work on your intros. Now, the Sneha was talking about the book. So today, Sneha, I haven't read How to Influence Friends, but I would definitely love to read Socialize with Sneha, a book written by you. And then you could have moved on to the evaluation, and that would have been amazing. It would have captured the audience. So so maybe you can work on your intros. A small 20 to 30 second intro that can capture the audience. Now, speakers. So all the speakers, I have only one suggestion. It's a common thing. I have observed a lot of you are holding hands like this. So it is a kind of, when you do that, if you want it or not, people's attention does go towards the hands. And they do see the hands and it kind of distracts them a bit. Try to have a free gesture open hand gesture, and even if you want to, don't bring it like this. So always move around like this, keep your hands at the side and never bring it like this. So that is my only suggestion for all the speakers that came onto the stage. Whenever I think you forget something or you're trying to remember, you come like that, or either you clap or you put it like that, and that kind of distracts the audience who are watching. So that is my only feedback for the speakers. Now let me go into the essay. Essay loved the energy booster. It was really crazy. Rules were very well explained. The only thing I would like you to do is come up with more energy, right? You should be like the rock star or the performer of the concert, because you are starting the meeting. So people will be like, oh, let's go. So it should be like that, because you are the essay, and you are with you, the energy rises, right? So that is, I would just suggest you that. President Akshay, your humor was good. I loved how you invited a prospective new member to talk about the club. That was a very good initiative, and one that was really fascinated me. And also how you shared your personal story. That was also very innovative. I don't have much feedback for you, but it was very good. TMOD Anmol. So Anmol, wonderful team. I really like the way you researched about it. And let's give a huge round of applause for the amount of effort he's put in with those cards and with those chocolate. I mean, like, the amount of effort collecting HD photos, so much effort you have put in. Wonderful. Yeah. And your humor was spot on. The only thing I would suggest you is, I felt your voice was flat throughout your TMOD, and I felt that it could have been modulated here and there to grasp the audience. Like, if you're a host, modulating your voice at certain instances, emphasizing few things, and lowering your voice at certain instances to not emphasize much, will have a lot of impact as a host of a session. So TMOD is like an host, so that you could work on from your next TMOD this thing. Going towards my tag team, timer, great intro, detailed explanation, length. So when you first came upon the stage, I know nobody times you, but that's why you have to keep in mind that when you practice even beforehand, that you do it within your time limit. Otherwise, the other tag people will not get enough time to give their intros. That's my only suggestion. And our counter, detailed explanation. The only suggestion I have, again, like the speakers, you two are holding your hands like this. Again, it distracts the audience. Try to have a more free, open gesture and keep your hands to the side, and like it will show more confidence while you are speaking. And you could have also clubbed all the people who used no crunch words together. Instead of telling one like Akshay didn't use and Tarun didn't use, both of them you could have just clubbed and said, both of you didn't use, let's give a round of applause. Grammarian, great explanation. I really loved your overall intro. And I loved your report as well, the quote. The only thing is that when you came up on the stage, you were looking at your phone for the intro. Now, I think you are like a seasoned Toastmaster till now, because I've seen you a lot of time Bright Hearts. What you can do is, for the intro, you can memorize it and come on to the stage. When you're giving, the meaning and the example, that time you can look at your phone. So for the intro, when you don't have to look at the phone, it will be much more engaging for all the audience. That is from my side. And TM, Chinchu, amazing set of table topics. I really loved the overall session. But one thing I would say is your intro was quite jumbled. It was here and there. What I would have suggested you is that, like, have a framework of how you want to go about your intro. Like, you also missed on a method. So you could have also suggest a method people can use to approach table topics. So having a structured intro and giving a method for the audience, especially a guest, so how to tackle table topics will help a lot. So that is my only feedback. Do you have enough time for the 1 minute? I'll go very fast. So speaker 1, Toastmaster Deepak, again your hands were together all the time. That shows nervousness, and your voice could have been a little louder to reach the end as well. So that's my only feedback. About from that, good humor, amazing table topic. Parikshit, very good approach as a guest. You disagreed with the topic, which I really liked. One thing my suggestion is you don't have to ask permission to end the table topic. You can just end it and go back. So that's my only feedback. TD speaker 3, Abhishek, again holding hands, again shows sign of nervousness. You can have a more free open gesture. Could speak a little longer, like that topic could have been stretched out. Try to, at least in the yellow card, try to speak from next time onwards. TD speaker 4, Kirti Kumar, liked your take on the table topic, very good, great first table topic. I loved how much you spoke, wonderful take, amazing, keep coming up on the stage and giving more table topics. TD speakers Priyansh and Madhav, good humor. My only feedback is that you could have extended it more. You were just speaking one line, you could have made it like a storytelling and spoke more about it, at least in the yellow card. And that is, apart from that, everything on the group was done on time, everything went well, and that was, I think I have not missed out on anybody. That's it from my end, and let's go to the voting. So I guess you guys are done. Few more.
60 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, so now I would like to call upon the President Toastmaster Akshay onto the stage, please.
Thank you so much. Anmol, could you help me in just turning the TV on? Welcome. I'm back. How did you guys like the meeting? Yes. Lovely meeting, right? Great speeches, great donuts, and we have a lot of nice little letters and tidbits that everyone has shared with everyone. I'm really excited to see what people have written. I've got a couple of envelopes, so thank you to all those folks who gave me. I know Shan gave me one, Arna, you appreciated me. To everyone who appreciated everyone, like just give yourself a pat on the back. I think today we truly encompensated the phrase love beyond romance, because I think in this club there is plenty of love to give around, right? So that's always touching to see. There's an image behind me. It is of the leadership symposium that took place yesterday. This was an event that was organized by Division I of District 121. Once again, we are in Toastmasters for many reasons. Public speaking is just one of those many reasons. Interpersonal communications, networking, and becoming better leaders is all very crucial alongside public speaking. So if you're doing just one and not doing the others, you're probably not getting the most of this fraternity. So to tell us of their experience at yesterday's symposium, may I call upon our secretary of the club, Toastmaster Neville Shah, to talk about it a bit further.
I think those of you who didn't come yesterday, you missed out on coming on the stage and receiving this bright gift. So kudos to the whole club first of all, and I think our co-founders, especially Akshay and Arundhati, without whom this wouldn't have happened, and all the Bright Hearts family. Pat on your backs too. This was just a part of it. I think yesterday's session was filled with so many power-packed speakers. I have been an entrepreneur, I tried leadership, and I failed miserably. But yesterday when I heard stories from people who have been in the industry for 20 years and sharing their life lessons, I think I had so many things to take back. From learning about integrity, authenticity, living it, living your own values, and then applying it in all walks of your life, be it interpersonal communication or leadership. Toastmasters' motto is, we are here to become leaders. And yesterday, if you missed it, you missed a big opportunity. But don't worry, there will be many such opportunities which will come ahead. And look out for them. Because when we go out there, I think the biggest struggle I have is, here we know people. When we come here for the first time as a guest, the environment makes us feel comfortable. But when you go out to these symposium and leadership meetings, I don't know how to communicate with people. There are people who had come from Mysore, from Kerala, to attend this symposium. And it was a big thing. And just interacting with them and networking, I gained a lot. And next time, you guys can also gain a lot. So do register. And also I'd like to give a big shout out to our yesterday's MC, Vishnu. I think he did an amazing and fabulous job with his loud voice and the stage presence he had. I think everybody in the room was mesmerized by the end of it. Not just the speakers, but Vishnu did a rocking job. And I'll just take one more last moment. Yesterday, it was just not the leadership symposium. Our Queen of Bright Hearts took 2 workshops, not just one, 2 workshops on speech writing. And I think Mani and we both attended at HSR, and then we accompanied her to BTM. And there, we heard her, like if you were online attending at HSR, how many of you attended online? Some of us? You had just a 20 minutes of a short workshop. Mani and I had the privilege of experiencing the best script writing workshop of 45 minutes of an hour with so many interactive questions. So there's so many opportunities in Toastmasters. Keep going. It's just not this meeting, but there's a lot more to learn from everybody in the fraternity.
Thank you so much, Neville, for giving everyone credit for all of the things they did yesterday. And with that, let me now begin by, or rather close this meeting by announcing the winners of meeting number 20 of Bright Hearts Toastmasters, starting with the best auxiliary role taker. The winner is Toastmaster Sarthak Das. Wonderful job, Sarthak. As soon as your grammarian introduction was done, I knew this word was going to catch on, because the passion with which you sold the word of the day was the sole reason as to why it was utilized so much. As if that weren't enough, you complemented that and topped that off with an immaculate report. Wonderful job. Let's hear it for Sarthak once again. Coming next to the best table topic speaker. And the winner is Toastmaster Deepak Kumar! Deepak, if my memory serves me correctly, this is your first Bright Hearts Toastmaster Award. I remember when I got my first Toastmasters Award way back in Infosys Toastmasters, and I still treasure it to this day. I, in fact, even put a picture of it online on social media recently to show people, dude, it's always that first one which pushes you to do even better. You deserved this award today with a table topic that was so humorous that entertained everyone. If there was one person I'm sure wouldn't be entertained, probably your wife. But safe to say everyone else was humorous. Let's hear it for our daily table topics winner, Toastmaster Deepak Kumar. I love it. This is why we do this. I love this. Coming next to Best Speech Evaluator for meeting number 20 of Bright Hearts Toastmasters. The winner is Toastmaster Wasim Fasil. First of all, it is wonderful to be transitioning to Bright Hearts meetings where all of the evaluators are Bright Hearts Toastmasters, and I never expected that this would get competitive so fast. I think all of the evaluators today did a very good job, so kudos to Madhu and Arna as well. But Wasim, I think you took the cake with the kind of advice you provided for Usha specifically on the conclusion and the way you reenacted and suggested how certain things could be done. I think once again, as I mentioned to those two speakers right here, well deserved. Let's hear it for Wasim once again. The best role player for meeting 20 of Bright Hearts Toastmasters is Toastmaster Anmol Rao. So surprising. First of all, a very genuine and rather genuine isn't the right word. I think it is a very fresh topic. I think Valentine's Day and rather the week is a period where a lot of people give themselves too hard a time, right? But I liked how you gave it such a light note and emphasized on the fact that there are so many kinds of love to celebrate, which sometimes people tend to forget. I really had a great time. The slides made it even better as well. Let's hear it for Anmol one more time. Here we are, the best speaker for meeting 20 of Bright Hearts Toastmasters. Today we saw a prepared speech section which was headlined by all the fierce women of our club. But at the end of the day, there can be only one woman, and that woman is Toastmaster Sneha Vasalkar. Sneha crippling social anxiety, but the silver lining is you won an award because of it. So there are always positives in life. Wonderful. And I think the evaluator highlighted this as well. It was so humorous at so many points. I found myself just laughing out loud. And people tend to sit on this skill quite often. It's not easy rather, to be funny on stage, especially when you're so nascent and new to this whole public speaking space. Well deserved. Congratulations. Let's hear it for all our winners once more. And may I request our Vice President of Public Relations, Toastmaster Arna, to take a picture with the presiding officer and all of the winners. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Yes, that's fine. All right, say cheese.
Are you very smart? Come in closer, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, on that note, we are running 5 minutes behind schedule. Apologies for that, but I'm going to end with one last final announcement regarding March 2nd. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. Bright Hearts has already a rich history in its pocket, but on March 2nd, we conduct the inaugural club level International Speech Contest of Bright Hearts Toastmasters, where the first place winner is going to be representing our club in area, division, district and beyond. This is the contest which takes you from the club level all the way to New York for the World Championship of Public Speaking. For those of you who are eligible, please put your heart and soul into it. Consider this as the most important speech of the year. We will provide more details, and rather the Vice President of Education will provide more details on eligibility criteria. Until then, I would like to now declare meeting 20 of Bright Hearts Toastmasters closed. Requesting Anmol to stop the Bright Hearts recording. And may I have everyone come up on stage for a group picture? Can everyone please come up on stage for a group photo? Oh, you.